will allow the security agency operators to finish their investigation, and we will really know where they're coming from. But as I'm telling you today, it's very sad. We've been living together with the Fulanis in that area, with the herdsmen, the farmers. They've never had any trouble, not until this time that they start going into dry season farming, and they could not have access to most of the land where they used to graze freely before. But from all indication and from all available fact before us, that those who carry out this act were being hired in. So who brought them in? The security operators are doing their job, and at the appropriate time they will let us know.
Captain Aliyu, you heard what he said, that these people are being hired. So this has gone beyond just herdsmen looking for grazing land for their cattle. Understandably, you know, the drought in the north is pushing them towards the south to look for pasture. But in their path, they seem to not just look, they don't want just grass. They seem to want other things apart from grass. So this is now a big security matter. And some people are actually saying, we have heard it being said, that these people may not be herdsmen at all, but they may be part of Boko Haram.
You are right. I recall when Boko Haram was considerably decimated, I said on these media channels that accepted, but then they will change form. Yes, they will change form, they will change tactics. And let me assure you that you can actually take a tour of West Africa without using any road through our forests. Yes, the maps will show you. Basically, I can take you on a tour of West Africa from Nigeria right through Jugu, Kandi, Paraku, Bembereke, Natintigo. We bust in through Ghana, Afla. I take you through West Africa. So let's leave that. Now let me tell you something about this herdsman thing. The first mistake we made in our natural way, particularly our politicians, is to hide this problem under ethnicity and religion. We did the same with Boko Haram. No, it's religion, it's Christians and Muslims, until they started taking out emirs, palaces and mosques. Then somebody just woke up somewhere. Now the same thing happens here. It's not about whether they are Fulanis or Eskimos, with all due respect to Eskimos, or whatever. It's about the act. They are bandits, they are outlaws. The problem is, if you look at what is happening today, Boko Haram is the Fulani herdsmen, as we call them, are the fourth most dangerous group on the planet. If you look at the Global Terrorism Index of 2015 and 2016 by the Economic and Peace Group, it's indicated there. Between 2014 and 2016, these herdsmen, so-called, took out a total of 1,229 people, are responsible for about $13 billion worth of loss, both in terms of food security, both in terms of economic security, both in terms of businesses, social, all the impact. If you quantify it, we're looking at $13 billion. Now, if you put that on a heat map, a security heat map, you're going to get impact high, frequency high, impact catastrophic. Now that's enough to declare them a national security threat. And why is that not being done? The only indicator, and that's what makes people restless, is that the people who are supposed to bail these cats are shy. And they are shy probably because the proponents used to be their former errand boys. If you look at a profile of Nigeria, socio-politically, you will see that all the pre-election arming of small groups and vandals, post-election, they have to find employment for their what? Weapons. So you see robberies are spiking, you see bank robberies now spike, you see road robberies spike, and you see also these herdsmen. All the attacks you see may be actually dumped on the doorstep of Fulani herdsmen. But I tell you that if I am a kingpin, I'm going to enter any village and do what I want, Fulani herdsmen style. Let me take the credit, let them take the blame. So basically, we are looking at a security situation that is akin to what happened during the Boko Haram crisis days, 2012, 13, 14. Someone is sleeping on the switch.
Mr. Osman, the attack that happened in your state happened in multiple communities at the same time. What's the government doing in terms of working with the residents of those communities or setting up machinery to ensure that the people are made more security aware and there's infrastructure sort of to help stem a recurrence, stop a recurrence?
Yeah, thank you very much for that question. Immediately it happened, of course, security agencies were there to do what they were supposed to do. On our part as a government, we also mobilized to support them. Of course, immediately it happened, there were issues of people who were displaced from their communities, both the Fulanis and the other tribes that are within those local governments. We had to also mobilize relief materials to them. Since then, we have been taking care of them. But we have held series of meetings also. We had a meeting of a high-powered delegation that we sent to Takum that time, and then moved the Fulani leadership and the other tribesmen around their leadership too. We had meetings with them, and they tried to give themselves assurances that what happened would not happen again. In particular, in that case, what actually sparked off the problem was the killing of a Koteb man on his farm by a Fulani man who met him there. Whatever happened between them, only God knows. But just as Captain Aliyu said, everybody is a victim of this madness. And immediately that happened, along the road, the others also started attacking the Fulanis, who were just moving peacefully with their cows. Now, that was how it escalated from there. Now, the government has been actually making a lot of efforts. We've been making, we've gone into serious publicity arrangements